Well, with spring finally here, it's time to get out in the sun and enjoy the natural beauty of the Tar Heel State.
And did you know that you can experience a once-in-a-lifetime thrill not that far from UNC? Well, reporter Mark Alexic starts us off with a splash in Charlotte.
I moved here to train, and I'm targeting the U.S. team, but we'll see how it goes.
Joel McCune came to Charlotte to train for the Olympics in kayak.
My parents were both paddlers, so I didn't have much choice in the matter. I was kind of raised in a boat.
Whether you're raised in a boat or if a conveyor belt raises your boat, the Whitewater Center has caught community attention.
Some of the neighbors are like, I can't believe this is in our backyard. I get here at work every day before they turn the water on, and it's just peaceful, and you can't have a better place to work.
Once the water tumbles out of the pumps, filtration begins.
Our filtration system is a UV filtration system, so we're not adding any kind of chemicals to clean the water. And it cleans out things like algae and bacteria and any kind of viruses in the water and keeps the water clean. As the water is pumping through the filtration system, it'll treat it. You'll see 4 blue pods, our primary filtration piece, and then it goes through the backside. There's a silver tube and a connector that says UV on it, and that's where we have 18 lamps that kick out, I believe, around 5,000 watts to basically fry stuff.
The filters fry germs, letting kayakers hone their water skills in the competition channel.
You don't have to be an Olympic kayaker to brave the Class 4 slalom rapids behind me, but with a few river guides and maybe a wetsuit, you can at least begin to look like one.
The center welcomes rafters and kayakers of all skill levels, but McCune says competitive rafting requires a little more than just a day trip.
I got lucky. I'd been paddling all my life, so I already knew how to get down the river. It was more now of learning the nuances of how to race down the river, which is a whole new ball game.
And like any game, every player must endure the road or river to success. In Charlotte, I'm Mark Alexic, Carolina Week.
Well, I'm glad to hear that you don't have to be an Olympic contender to go to that place, because that looks wonderful. I definitely want to check it out.
Definitely am going to head there. Great. Moving from the water to the sky. It is said that skydivers are the only people who really know why the birds sing, and a few Tar Heels are chirping right along.
Reporter Jen Carpenter headed to Lewisburg to meet with current and former members of UNC's Skydiving Club.
And flare. Stand up, buddy. Stand up. Good job. Give me a big wave.
Because it's fun. It's absolutely the funnest thing to do ever.
After the first jump, I was pretty much hooked.
There aren't any words to truly explain what it feels like to fly.
It's unlike, I can't explain it. It's unlike anything. It's flying, basically.
Run, I'm gonna cut you up, let you go.
It's very communal society, I guess. Everybody helps each other out, and everybody's really accepting of everyone else. It's pretty cool.
It's a confidence booster big time, because when you get out of that airplane and you know that you're flying yourself and you're saving your own life by pulling that parachute out and you're flying yourself to the ground, there's no other feeling like it in the world.
The absolute freedom of flying. There's no worry about bills, there's no worry about problems in your life. It is you in that moment, and just excitement and joy.
Everything else just goes away. You're not worried about groceries or work, or it's just free. You get this sense of freedom that you don't get to feel anywhere else. So.
All right, hands all the way up. Let the canopy fly. Feet and knees together, please.
And when something is challenging for me, I look back and say, you know what? I went through that door. If I can do that, I can do this.
1,000 feet. Can you believe that is how far they're jumping right now?
I can't believe it. And they look really happy, but I'll tell you, you never catch me up there.
I'm sorry. I don't know. I think I could do it. Once that storm clears, I think maybe we should all go skydiving. So when is that going to happen?
Carolina
we all should go this weekend. It looks like the weather is going to be favorable for Saturday if everybody's okay with that.
Okay.
I'll watch from the ground.
Okay.
I think that's what I'll do. Has anybody else done anything risky like that? Anything?
Not quite.
No. I usually like to be the looker-on.
Yeah, I was once on a motorcycle on a New York freeway, but it was still close to the ground.
It's still pretty far off to skydiving.
Yeah,
all right, Jay Sean, so next NCAA game for women is happening.
The women will face off with Tennessee again on Sunday at 9, and that game is on ESPN, so check that out.
Excellent.
Watch for that. Thanks, Deshaun. That does it for this edition of Carolina Week.
Thanks so much for watching. Good night.